So you all want to have big volume in your hair, like me, but you want it to last all day. So that's why I'm going to show a variety of different hairstyles to help you have volume in your hair and how to keep it all day long. Let's take this haircut, for example, and I am going to break down men's hair and women's hair, but it really just is hair in general. So if you take note, if I go like this, right, you see that the hair will fall when I pick it up. The hair will fall in one direction and it'll fall in a spot right here. Okay, here's my hand and look, it's falling on top of this. I'm going to take this top layer and now it's going to fall on top over here. So all of this is basically layers. If I didn't have layers in this haircut, as you can see here, here's a whole bunch of layers, then you're not going to be able to have volume in your hair. All of this is what's going to help keep that volume. Because if I didn't, all of this would come all the way to here, and when you are just, living your day-to-day or being your day-to-day with your hair, it's going to just lay flat. So the first thing to keeping volume in your hair all day long is making sure you have the right haircut. That's literally the most important thing, is the right haircut. Because if your hair is very heavy and you're trying to get volume in your hair, it's probably going to deflate later on in the day because your hair is so heavy. So make sure you have the right haircut. You may be saying to yourself, but Salon Guy, this is a really short haircut. You can have volume with short hair. I mean, look at this. It's literally sticking out and there's a lot of volume. I see this and I go, wow, that's a lot of hair. It's a lot of volume. So also having the right hair length. If your hair is too long now, it's going to be very, very flat, depending on the hairstyle you want. So this is a haircut where the length is probably about 2.5 inches the most. And when I go like this, it actually allows that fullness to stay in through here simply because of the hair length. So if your hair is too long, it's not going to be able to get that volume you're looking for. Also, if it's too short, like my hair, clearly you're not going to be able to have any volume because it's just simply too short. So the right hair length is something that's really, really, really important as well. So here's a hairstyle that's kind of like a medium length layered haircut. And if I were to take this hair and part it, let's just say kind of like down the middle like this or off center, right? And we were to do a section right down the middle and we were to wear it like this. Now you may say, oh, the hair's really, really flat. I don't like that. It's too flat to my head, and I don't need volume down here. I want my volume up here, right? This happens all the time. This is probably like the number one thing I see in women's hair is that it's just very, very flat here and it's very poofy here. Well, again, it comes down to the right haircut, but at the same time, one thing you can do that's going to really fix things up for you instantly is by changing up your part. So if you change up your part to where you go all the way maybe on a side part like this and bring this over, now all of a sudden we've changed the game up a little bit and we're able to have some more volume and lift right in through here, okay? So we're gonna lift, 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 and then bring over like this, and then all of a sudden now you could see, look how much more volume there is just by flipping it on the other side, all right? And before I start talking about products, I just wanna show you, sometimes you can get that. Now, if you don't want a side part, that's completely understandable. Maybe try flipping it over on the other side. And this is, again, these are ways and things that are going to help you because obviously if you're doing something and it's not working, you have to try a different thing. So now if we go back to the middle, you could see that there is volume now. And there's volume simply because of the haircut. So if you're not styling your hair properly and you don't have the right hairstyle, then it's not going to look right, all right? It's not going to lay properly. And I know a lot of women are watching going, oh my gosh, I want this haircut. This is my signature layered haircut. Just type in medium length layered haircut, The Salon Guy here on YouTube, and you'll see all of my haircut tutorials that I've done over the years of these beautiful women's haircuts, all right? And, so you can get volume very easily. You can get volume by just simply, having the right hairstyle. And there it is. Here's kind of like that mop top popular trending hairstyle that you see on a lot of teens. Doesn't matter, you could be any age and have this. This actually has a higher chance of getting volume simply because of all the layers. So because of the shape of this, a rounded shape, it's cut, and the way I cut this is to be cut and held out from the head. Okay, when you hold things out from the head like this, you're building a lot of weight and you're creating a lot of volume into here to make it very, very balanced. So there's no heavy pieces on top. Like if I were to cut this square, the corners would be so long that I wouldn't be able to have this full rounded shape like this. So if you're looking for a fuller shape, you want to probably go with a more rounded haircut, or a haircut where all the layers are brought out from the head. That's actually how I cut hair, because I think that's the best way for the hair to grow out the most natural and to get that volume is by cutting everything out the way it grows from the head. There are times where I'll change it up a little bit, but in this situation, once again, the haircut is really the most important thing. Now, let's talk about products. So I've got some products here behind me from my lineup, and I have a full line of professional hair products. I'm a licensed professional of over 30 years, and I have my own hair care products, which you can check out at shop.TheSalonGuy.com, and you can use code YouTube20 for 20% off. Now, when you're styling your hair and you want your hair to have volume and you want it to last the whole day, you know, the products really are important, and it starts with the shampoo. The shampoo and the conditioner are very important. I have a volume shampoo and conditioner set, which is remarkable. If you have very, very fine hair, right, and if you're using the wrong products, like you're using a conditioner that's too heavy, it could actually cause you to not have volume and your hair to go too soft and too flat. So you may think, oh, I'm putting a conditioner on, or you may buy some conditioner thinking it's going to be good for your hair, but you want volume at the same time. That's the problem, is that you're making your hair too soft. My products, you can actually use just a shampoo and it's very conditioning on its own. Also, where you put the conditioner, you want to put the conditioner basically from the mid shaft here towards the ends, right? Like this. The conditioner, you don't want to plop it on your scalp because the volume starts from the scalp, which is the base, the foundation. So the foundation of the volume is important. If you start softening this up too much, you're not going to be able to maintain that volume. So making sure you apply the conditioner properly is important. So then it goes to the pre-styling products. That's where my 25 spray right here comes in handy, my Tidal Wave. Now Tidal Wave is probably one of the best volumizing pre-stylers I've ever seen. Obviously it's my product, so I'm going to promote it, but I developed this to have those results. Being a real hair professional, I had this formulated to react a certain way to provide that volume. And when I tell you, you get insane volume. So if you have very, very fine hair, you can spray one spritz and then blow dry it with a round brush or use your hands and fingers. You're going to get a ton of volume just from one spray as long as you blow dry it properly with the right techniques. And that's what makes it really, really important. So there's a lot of things you can use, like hair powders also work really well for volume. But a hair powder, the problem is once you put it in your hair, you're done. You can't run your fingers through it because it's too cakey and the hair is full of powder, so your hand's gonna get stuck. But it is good for adding volume, especially to fine hair. Another thing is hairspray. So this is my Locked XL hairspray. This is the new updated version. Honestly, probably one of the best smelling hairsprays out on the entire market. This smells phenomenal. And it's a true medium, I wouldn't say firm, but it's a good medium hold hairspray that will give you just the right amount of hold, the right amount of texture that will help keep your hair in place for a good amount of the day. There it is, couple of spritzes, and then you leave it. Now, another thing that I see a lot of people do is running your fingers through your hair. So say your hair's like this, and then an hour later, you start going like this. Right? You're like, oh, I'm gonna, and throughout the day, you're running your fingers through your hair constantly, and all of a sudden your hair deflates and it looks like this. It's very flat to the head. Well, it's because you kept disrupting the volume you built, by running your fingers through it and deflating it. Now, my products, they're actually designed to build volume in the hair, depending on your hairstyle. Like Tidal Wave, you can actually spray it in dry hair and work it in and literally get a ton more volume just simply because of the way the product works. So using the right products, you want to stay away from things that are like oil-based pomades, certain types of gels, because smoothing serums, if your main thing is volume, it's just going to make your hair too soft, and it's going to make everything lay flat because your hair feels so soft. So products are super, super important. And I have a ton of products, from the right round brushes that I have. You need a certain round brush, my blow dryer, hairspray, my volume shampoo. I literally have, and also this 25 spray. 25 spray is probably, it is my number 2 best-selling product. I've literally seen people, women particularly because their hair's a lot longer, who had dull, kind of dry, frizzy hair, not a lot of life to it. The minute they started using this, like the next time I saw that person or other people, I'm like, oh my God, your hair looks so full. It's because of this. 25 spray transforms your hair. So if you're male or female and you've got very, fine hair, lifeless hair, your hair is dry, damaged, it just looks stringy, this will literally transform your hair. I'm telling you this as a hair professional and because of the results that I see. I'm very transparent and honest with you guys. So a great product line. Styling techniques. Understanding styling techniques, especially even with your hand alone, you can really help keep that volume in your hair all day. Let's just say, for example, your hair is getting a little flat, you have longer hair, you can take a section like this, and you could actually take your hand and push down like this. All right, let me turn the camera here so you can see. You can take your hand and you're actually backcombing your hand or your fingers down this way. And look what that did. It created some nice volume pretty much instantly. So if you go into the bathroom and you're like, oh, you're looking in a mirror and you're like, my hair is so flat all of a sudden, and you have like 5 minutes to get back, you could take your fingers like this and just push down, and you're creating like a cushion or like padding almost to your hair. And then look how much more volume you have. So using your hands as tools and tricks, taking your palm and going like this. I've done this a million times, where you take your hair, brush it back like this, and you give it a little bit of a swirl. You're creating a tease in your hair, and that's going to give you volume just like that. Right? You can see right on this side here, look at all that volume it's created. And then, you can work it in more from there. So there's a lot of things you can do, and understanding techniques and things to make your hair a lot fuller is really the key to all of this. And, so I would suggest, if you want to purchase any of my products, you can go to shop.thesalonguy.com and use code YouTube20. That's YouTube20 for 20% off, and you even get free shipping if you order a certain amount. And I'm offering all sorts of discounts and crazy cool stuff on my website. But I think, with the products and the things I shared with you today, you can really help keep that volume in your hair all day. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.